Hello guys, welcome to another video today from beautiful Costa Rica. And believe it or not, I actually missed the cold. It's pretty hot in here. So anyways, for today's class, the previous two classes we had a little bit more of a gentle class. Today the class is going to be a little bit more active. We're going to do only 3 asanas. Pretty easy practice, but still it's going to be a little bit more active. Now, we're going to sit in swastikasana. I think by now we all know the name of this pose, or we know this pose. It's called swastikasana. Swastikasana is simple, crossing the chin in the middle of the chin bone. So you want to cross the legs in the middle of the chin bone. You want to have your feet right under your knees. And then you want to lean forward just a little bit so that you can take the glutes back. And you want to spread the glutes so much that you feel that you're stretching even the hamstrings. The hamstrings are the muscles that are in the back of your leg. So you want to take your glutes so much back that you feel that you're even bringing the hamstring back. Okay? Just to have a really nice, steady, solid base, which is in our legs. Now, if this is not possible, which could be a case, that you feel that you're still dropping into the lumbar, what you can do is that you can sit higher. So you can sit on a pillow, you can sit on a bolster, you can sit on a block if you have a block. So it's good to sit higher if you feel that you're collapsing into your lumbar. Okay? The reason why we take the glutes back is because we want to make our legs the base of our sitting and not our backs. We don't want to sit in our backs. We want to sit in our glutes, in our butt, and from there, that's the base of the asana. And that's the reason why we can elevate the surface. And the reason why we elevate the surface, or how you can measure if you need the elevation or not, is the knees in relation to the waist. If their knees are too much up, that means that we need a higher surface, okay? So once we have adjusted, we have taken our butt back, now we can start thinking about our torso. Now that the base is very steady, nice base, now we can think about the torso. You see, now the torso is much more free. If I'm collapsing in my lumbar, it's more difficult to adjust the torso. So if I'm sitting on the butt, the torso is free to length. So even though we're sitting, we are still trying to keep a solid base in my legs, and from there, I'm very grounded in my butt, and I'm trying to lengthen my back in the direction of the crown of my head. So we completely straighten the back as much as we can, vertebra by vertebra. With the inhalation, we try to straighten our back. We take our shoulders back. We can even take, or we will take, our hands on the sides of the hips. Once the hands are here, the fingers are going to face forward and the elbows are going to go back. It's going to help us to nicely open the chest. So the shoulders are going back and the chest is coming forward. So shoulders back, chest up. And once we have got that really nice length in the back, then we're going to raise the arms up as well. Continuing that length that we created from the base. So from the solid base, we start straightening our back, and then the arms will follow. We want to straighten the arms as much as we can. And we're gonna stay here for some breaths. So let's try not to push the ribs forward, not like this, but the ribs, they stay down. And from there you want to straighten the arms as much as we can. This is a very beautiful asana, because even though we're sitting, we're not letting our bodies to fall into the mat, but the whole energy of the body is trying to go upwards. And once we have found that length, that is going all the way up into my fingertips. So once we have raised the arms into Urdhva Hastasana arms, then the length is even more. We're creating a big length in our bodies, in our torso. And with the exhalation from my hip, I'm gonna start bending forward, keeping that length, keeping that activation. And we don't wanna go down with the arms. You see, we don't wanna go like this. We wanna keep the arms in line with the ears, so the arms are not moving. The movement of the arm is a straight line from the hips into the arms, and then we're gonna slowly start to go down. If you feel that this is a little bit too intense for you, then you can also you can do it in front of a wall, and then you can walk on the wall, and then you walk the hands as much as you can up. So you walk your fingers up in the wall. Otherwise, you can also just go down a little bit. But challenge yourself, yeah? Try to go maybe halfway down. We stay halfway down here, and you can look up, and we stay 10. We stay 1, we stay 2, we stay 3, we stay 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna take the arms down, and from here, keeping that length in my back, I'm gonna start walking forward as much as we can. So we try to create a space in the torso, in my spine. We're gonna open the hands at the edge of the mat, and then at last we can try to take the head, the forehead, down to the mat, only if it's possible. And we stay here for 5. We stay 1, we stay 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Now we're gonna start walking, keeping the hands where they are. We don't wanna walk back. So the hands as they are, we're gonna start walking to the left side. So we walk to the left side as much as we can. We walk, 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 walk. Then we're gonna take the left hand behind, and then we're gonna try to walk this right hand to the left side as much as possible. We want to keep the right butt, the right glute down on the mat. So that glute is grounded in the mat. And then we want to stretch from the right hip all the way up into the right fingertips. And we stay here 5. We stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come back to the center. Walk forward. Then we're gonna move the hands to the right side. So we move the hands to the right side. Then we're gonna take the right hand back, and we're gonna start stretching the left side of our bodies from the hip all the way into the fingertips. And we try to keep that left hip down in the mat, or as much as we can. And then at last, the head goes down as well. And we stay here 5. We stay 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly we're gonna walk back to the center. We're gonna try to walk forward as much as we can. We walk, 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 walk. Keeping the butt on the mat. And we stay here for 5 more breaths. Stay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now the way up is a bit complicated, so we're gonna walk. So it's actually not very complicated, but it's a little bit tough. Okay, so we're gonna walk the hands back just a little bit so that we feel grounded in our butt. Then we're gonna straighten the arms in line with the ears, and with the next inhalation, inhale and come up, release the hands. We're gonna move into all fours first. So all fours, and then we're gonna move slowly into half Uttanasana. So this is full Uttanasana, is when we bend forward completely. Half Uttanasana is gonna be with the back straight, looking forward. We're gonna open the legs hip width apart. We want to fully open the toes, and we want to press all the feet down on the mat. Now, if you feel that you're collapsing too much your back, so you can straighten your back. So if you want to straighten the back, but we want to bend the knees. So if you feel like you're collapsing too much on your back, then bend the knees as much as you need, and then try to straighten the back as much as possible. Now keeping the back like this, we're gonna hold the big toes, and we're going to pull that big toe and straighten the back even more. And maybe we can start straightening the knees, only if we feel that we're not collapsing in our backs. We look down to the mat, and from here we can start looking even a little bit more up. Even a little bit more up. Like you want to take your face parallel to the sky. So that's what we are trying. You want to take the head so much up, like we feel like we're going to look into the sky. And then we stay here 5. We stay 1. We stay 2. We stay 3. We stay 4. And 5. Release the big toes. We're gonna keep the legs as they are, and we're gonna start walking the hands forward into a downward facing dog. Maybe we can move the legs a little bit more back, just to have a good distance in between the legs and the hands, between the legs and the arms. And we will try to keep that back extension that we have been working in the class. So we want to fully press the hands onto the mat, and from that pressure we want to lengthen all the back in the direction of the hips. Legs are fully active, and we stay here for 5. We stay 1. We stay 2. We stay 3. We stay 4. And 5. We're gonna take the knees down. We're going to sit again in Swastikasana. Now we can change the cross of the legs. Lean forward. Take the glutes back. Try to find that steadiness in the sitting. We're gonna close the eyes. And try to notice how our backs, they feel more stable. They feel stronger. There is more life in our torso. So life in the body comes from engagement, from awareness. And awareness is sometimes created by engagement, by a constant engagement. That creates an impression. Now slowly we can take the hands in front of the chest, keeping the eyes closed. We're gonna take a moment just to be with ourselves. Taking some long breaths. With the next exhalation, release the hands, open the eyes. Class is over, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time, that you feel some good activation, and that you can use this class not only one time, but that you can use it periodically. Because if you want to get the benefit from the asanas, we need to practice them. So this is a very beautiful practice, which is only 3 asanas. We did only 3 asanas. We did swastikasana, Adho Mukha, in Urdhva and then we were lengthening our backs. We started there, and we moved into Ardha Uttanasana, and then we took it into downward facing dog. But it's the same principle. So we can work this same principle in these 3 asanas, and it's a really good sequence for neck pain, for lumbar pain, for strengthening the back in general. So I hope you have also a good day, and I see you next time. Choose.